Hello, it's Jason from the Self-Help Made Simple Academy. We're continuing this lesson, and actually we're going to finalize the first lesson of discovering and living your purpose. The final part of the lesson, discovering your true calling in life, is looking at the field of interest that you want to be in. Now, if you've thought about all your desires and all your passions, wants, needs, hobbies that you do, things you're good at, your experience, where does it lead you, and yet you still are unable to figure out what you really want to do in life, well, this should help open your mind a little bit to nail it down, to find out, okay, these interests, where I can take these interests. So, as you look at the overall list of everything that you've been coming up with, the passions, the desires, and the wants, all that, and their hobbies, how can they all come together and make a career out of it? And you may be asking me, well, I don't know why. That's why I've come to this course, to help learn that, to help find it. Okay, good. Well, I'm glad you're here we could help discover that. One way in particular is to look at what type of people you want to work with. And do you want to work with clients? Do you want to work with people? Do you want to be independent? Do you want to work by yourself? Are you good at working independent? Are you good with computers? If you're not good with people, are you good with computers? Are you good with technology? Are you good with mechanics? Are you a people person? And you may not be, which is fine. But whatever you feel is your best fit. So that's what we first need to find out. Where would you fit, and where would you feel where you belong, or where would you feel comfortable with? And just to remind you that we're not always going to be comfortable when we're doing something in initial phases. At first, where we start something new, it's a little uncomfortable and we're a little nervous, and we're not unsure of ourselves. But as you go along and practice things more and more, you'll notice that, okay, I am starting to feel comfortable, and it starts to become like normal, like a regular thing that you do on a daily basis. So, but I understand if you do want something that you're going to feel comfortable right off the bat, something that you're going to be loving doing. I've heard of the phrase before where it says, if you love your work and love what you do, you'll never have to work a day in your life. I agree with that, because it's not actually work; it's more of your passion. It just happened to be getting paid for it. I think a big part of this lesson is finding that special passion, special niche that you have, and what you're good at, and make a career out of it, and not having to work somewhere where you don't want to be. I feel this is why many of you who are watching this course and following along on these lessons is because you're not happy where you're at. You're not happy with the job you have. The pay possibly may not be a good fit. The people you work with may not be the type of people that you're willing to work in the future or like to any longer. So yeah, think about all those things right now, and if it's something that you don't like about your current position where you're at, take a note of that as well, just as a little bit of motivation to help you move forward. To just remind yourself, well, if I don't get this job done, or if I don't start something new or learn something, then I may be stuck not liking what I'm doing. And that's one of the worst things in life, is when we're doing something and we're not enjoying it, and we don't like what we're doing. We don't want to be in that position for very long. Sometimes we have to learn to deal with it, I guess you could say, until you may need to meet some financial obligations, which is completely acceptable, and it's a very responsible thing to do. But why put our dreams on back burner? If it's something that we really want to do, we should start looking at those interests and looking at where we can be in our life. So start exploring these type of different opportunities, something that you've always loved to do, your dreams. Don't let them go unanswered. Don't ignore them. Work towards them. And this is what we're going to do in this whole course. But as we continue along on this part of the lesson is finding the field of your interests. Another way of finding out how your interests and your wants and all that and people that you want to work with align is by taking a career assessment. There's many online on the internet if you want. Look for them. I don't want to drop any names right now because I'd rather have you do your research for that. If you would like, you can send me a personal message and I may give you a few suggestions on what type of website you might be able to go to for a career assessment. And this will help nail down what you really want to do in life and what you would like and what might be a potential career for you. And then don't forget when you do come up with the idea of the position or the industry where you may be suited for, to look at it in a realistic way. Okay, think of it, how am I going to pay for my bills? Will this job provide for my family? Will it be taking up all my time? That's another factor to keep in mind anytime you're changing a career. The type of investment that you're going to have in it, or type of lack of investment possibly. You have to look at how much you're willing to put into it, how much time you're going to put into it, if you need to go to school, or all that. You must keep that in deep consideration whenever you're making any new changes in life. But if your desire is strong enough, it won't be a difficult decision to make to continue on. So yeah, career assessment is one way. You got to look at what type of businesses you would like to work in. If you know your passion and your desire, then you shouldn't have too much of a problem figuring out what type of jobs or where you can be making money, what you're doing. I mean, I know some people that, hey, I just love to surf the internet. Okay, fine. Well, there's tons of ways to surf the internet, and if you like doing that, you may want to consider learning how the internet works. You know, maybe you learn how to do website engineering or design, or finding ways to optimize people's searches. Maybe you want to create your own website. Maybe you want to create your own search engine. You know, hey, that's just a couple out there. Just an example that I want to throw out there. If you may want to do. I know some people they like to talk to people. They like to make people laugh. That may be a career too. And there's many people that just do gaming online, that record themselves while they're playing video games. And I'm sure probably a few of you probably know what I'm referring to. They are actually, people become millionaires. Not everyone, but people who loved it enough actually became rich and made it their own business to do what they love to do and play video games. And who would have thought that, hey, playing video games one day would give me a career or would make me rich? I mean, who would have thought that? See, and I don't have too much experience on how people became successful through the YouTubing or doing videos of funny videos on the internet. But if you want to become that, I would suggest researching how they achieved their success. And actually, there's a lot of free material out there. Many times, the person themselves who is successful will have videos of themselves talking about what they went through, or of how many years it took. You know, the experience that they had to gain to understand it, or what type of knowledge they needed to learn. Maybe there was some training that they had to go through, courses and how to do the internet and such. So if that's one of the options. Also, one of the options is working with people. And how would you want to work with people in a social work type of setting? Is it working in sales, selling,